I'm 73, but I'm always thinking, I'm always interested, I'm always experimenting. Recently, yeah, that's better. Nice full picture of me. Recently, I've been interested in AI, artificial intelligence. Um, I've all my life I've had ADHD. Um, Never been diagnosed with it, but I had 145 IQ, 144 IQ. I was told by my father, who was my elementary school principal, as I was leaving elementary school to go to middle school. And he explained to me that 144 IQ, I can cut a lot of corners in life. He preferred I didn't, but he told me there'd be, my dad was a pretty smart man. He told me there'd be a lot of desire to cut corners. And so as I was growing up, I had the Vietnam War lurking in the future for me and all my friends, because all of us had draft numbers by the time we were 18. We all sat together in my family room in my house and watched them draw the numbers. And every one of us, I think I had the highest draft number as 128. At the time, they were taking up to 250. So we were all, those of us that, I was in college, or heading to college. I picked a small community college that was local, that would be very easy for me to not get kicked out of. And most of my friends are pretty smart too, to be honest. And so some of us took a risk at not getting drafted, but most of us went to community colleges that catered to keeping people out of Vietnam. And that was basically it. But in exchange for that, you weren't taking the risk of going to a difficult college and taking the chance that you got kicked out and lose your student deferment and end up with a gun in your hand and a rice paddy in Vietnam, dead. Most of my friends were in the drug and alcohol scene, just because when you're 18, 19, 20, back then drinking age was 18, by the way. When you're 18, 19, 20, and you know they're talking about sending you to Vietnam, escapism is real important. I survived college for as long as I had to until the war ended. I graduated high school in the 70s, so it wasn't too long. It was a couple of years. And I went to college probably 5 times a semester, just to keep in touch and know what I needed to know to pass my finals and move on to the next year. And I really think that situation of having Vietnam looming really wrecked a lot of people from my generation, including myself and my friends. By the time that the war was over, and we were all mid-20s and had very, very bad, shall I say, future business plan practices and skills and designs, most of us, including myself, didn't really intend to get married. It was free love back then anyway, and if you were careful, you didn't have to worry about having to get married. And with my lack of college degree and my desire to race cars for a living, I really wasn't the sort of guy. I was cute enough, but I wasn't the sort of guy that girls would seek out to be their baby daddy, which wasn't even invented as a term back then. So anyway, I always went for jobs that like my college career, I had little or no chance of not being successful in. Delivery truck, mechanic, because I had skills, route salesman, that sort of stuff. I had a gift of gab. I had no problem. I'm part Scotch, Irish, English, and German. The Irish came in handy for talking. And so I continued down that route. And eventually I got married to a woman who was president of a company. And except for her severe problem with drinking, was very cute and very smart. A bit of a mess, and got us the last 10 years. And then I got married again to a woman who couldn't get pregnant. She'd had cancer when she was late teens, early 20s, and cervical cancer, and the surgery had scarred her and made her so she couldn't get pregnant. And if she got pregnant, she couldn't carry the baby to term, and dated for about 6 months. He got married, and 6 months later she was pregnant. And by some miracle, we had my daughter. Now, there truly was never a man less prepared, less capable, and less interested than being a father than me. I'll be right up front with you. Okay? You can call me a bad human being, but you know something, that was just me, and that's what I sort of planned my life around, and here I was going to be a dad. And I was good to my wife. I was good. I hung in there. I never tried to make it difficult on her. She had the baby. I loved the baby. I couldn't believe how much I loved the baby. I still love the baby, even though she's 28, and I'm still somewhat responsible for her because she's got multiple sclerosis, and I'm somewhat responsible financially for keeping her life afloat. But at any rate, the reason I'm telling you all this is all of my life, okay, I've seen one thing happen. I've seen technology, industrialization, whatever you want to call it, improve. And when that improved, what happened was the people that were rewarded for it were the people that invested in the technology, in the machinery, in the mechanization, okay? Not the workers. The workers got the same or not or less, and considering inflation was caused during some of that time, didn't keep up with the standard of living they had before the radical improvement in mechanization and all, or in technology. And the people that got rewarded were the people that put up the money to develop the equipment, and the people that put up the money to buy the equipment for their factories and for the businesses, and had to reline their pockets with the money so they'd be available to pay for the next technological improvement. Okay? So here's what I'm getting at. About 4 or 5 months ago, I got really interested in artificial intelligence. Like I said, I'm ADHD, okay? I have ideas about stuff, and I thought, well, I'd like to write some of the stuff down, and I actually did write some of the stuff down we did with equine nutrition and all, and developed some programs that were really cool and helped the performance of the horse and the health of the horse. But I thought I'd like to write some ebooks. And So I downloaded ChatGPT, and in its original incarnation, it was okay. Couldn't really do what you wanted it to do, and you kind of had to beat it over the head to get it to understand you. Still do sometimes, but as ChatGPT became 2.0 and 4.0 and all the offspring of the technology, I could write a book. I didn't put down all the words because, like I said, I got ADHD. If you have ADHD, you know what I'm talking about. If you got kids that have ADHD, you know what I'm talking about. Just don't have the capacity to sit down and write the 60 to 80,000 words that an ebook requires to get published on Amazon Kindle. But with ChatGPT 4.0, I can honestly sit down in the evening, come up with a concept of a story I want to tell, and tell ChatGPT that I want help writing a 60,000 word ebook on, and then I give them about 3 paragraphs of the concept I'm looking for. And they start spitting it out. And I learned one thing, if you ever try it. When they give you first off, they'll try to give you an outline. Tell them you don't want an outline. Tell them you want a 4,000 word chapter. 4,000 word chapter, 15 chapters will get you 60,000 words, more or less. But tell them you want 4,000 word chapters and let them begin. And they'll give you a chapter. And if you don't like the chapter, tell them, no, you didn't understand what I wanted. Here's what's different about what I want. And they'll give you a new chapter. You don't have to say please even. It's a machine, okay? It's a computer you're talking to, okay? Sometimes you forget that. But you can direct ChatGPT, and I imagine other artificial intelligence programs, to give you the story that you will not only enjoy writing, you'll enjoy reading the story you wanted. Rather than going out and seeing somebody else's book and paying 99 cents to $3, $4, $5 for it, you can write a story, or you can dictate the concept of each chapter that you want and get the story that you wanted to read to begin with for free. Okay, I pay $20 a month to ChatGPT so that I don't have to wait every day after I've got a certain amount of input from them to write the next chapter. Okay, and I can write a book that I wanted to write and I want to read in a day, in 24 hours, and without staying up all night. Yeah, they've lost a couple of books on me because the system just didn't work right. But basically, I've written, I think, 16 or 17 books this month that I enjoyed reading what I wrote or what they wrote, with my concepts in mind. And the reason I mention this is going to take a lot of jobs away from a lot of people. If you've got people that are writing code, if you've got people that are writing books, if you got people that are writing advertising, they are going to be out of work. Because this damn computer, if some corporate head tells it what advertisement it wants written and voiced, don't forget the people doing the voiceovers, and acted. Don't forget, ChatGPT can give you a a human-looking drawing, okay? And unless you want actual action figures, I haven't gotten into that yet. But ChatGPT does my book covers, and I'm perfectly fine with it. And sometimes I just tell them I want a picture of this or that. The other day, my fiance wanted a birthday invitation for her aunt in Spanish. And I don't speak Spanish, but I gave her this I gave her 3 birthday cards for her to choose from, and she loved them. And she thinks I'm some kind of genius, and maybe I had 144 IQ a number of years ago, but I'm 73 now. Those 144 IQ days are gone. But she still was extremely impressed with what I was able to do. And yeah, she's a college graduate, child psychology major in the Dominican Republic. No, maybe that isn't the same as being a child psychology major from USC or something, but just the same, she's got the degree, she put in the time, I put in the money, I paid for it. And I think what we all have to realize is if you're in some business that is something that artificial intelligence can easily replace, that they're not going to find another job for you to stick around in. They're not going to keep you on the bench in case something goes wrong with the AI team. You're going to be, out looking for work. I nearly had somebody run into me. Shit happens. So just understand that AI is going to take over and aid in our unemployment situation, meaning there's going to be more people out of work. Okay? And the work that those people had writing code and advertising isn't going to be replaced by jobs they can have that pay at that scale. There's going to be a lot of people making less money. I don't know, supersizing drinks. You know something though? I think even with all the kiosks we've got at the fast food restaurants, I deliver DoorDash. 140 something IQ, I deliver DoorDash every day. 73 years old, I deliver DoorDash because I never got a job with retirement benefits or nothing. I get Social Security. By the way, if you get Social Security, let me tell you. Okay, when you go into the hospital or Med First, an emergency thing, Medicare does not pay the whole thing, but not what they want. It pays, but you're going to get a bill from $100, $300, $400. Deal with it the way you want to deal with it, but I'm just telling you, that's how it is. So anyways, I just wanted to warn you, AI is coming. It's truly remarkable. I had, what was it called, Dragon voice speak when in the 90s, late 90s. And the funniest thing you could do is log into Dragon voice speak and speak something, and what they would print out and let you send had nothing to do with what you had said. It was kind of funny. Okay, just want to let you know. Take care. Have a great day.